Awesome, awesome. Yay. All right. That's always so awkward because now I'm set up to have this whole thing that I'm like, what if I don't deliver? What if I don't deliver? But here's the thing. I actually really believe in the future of where we're going because just last night I got to be reminded of it because we went out to dinner with the Portland Council, and I was literally just like looking at some of the faces. It's the first time you're getting to talk to some of the people like Jess, Tanya, Misty, and all them. And you here in the Portland region, you're in good hands. You're in good hands with the leadership that you have. Natalie and all the coaches that are out here are really working hard to make sure that you guys are getting the best trainings, the best gatherings, the best things you have. So you better start believing that, yes, you can do whatever you want out there. And I started to also be like, whoa, so sitting next to Joel, new superstar trainer that's coming your way, and I was getting a chance to finally like talk, and I'm just like, real deal. He's also got a message. He's got a voice. He believes more than just the workouts. He believes the fact that, like, you know what? We're going to bring realism to what we do, and we're going to insert what we do into people's lives. I was just like, I'm getting excited about the future of where we're going. I'm hoping he's going to share that with you before he just kicks your butts a little bit later. But I was like, okay, I got to give a shout out to the Tenacity family before I even begin, especially these two little ones right here, Gabe and Lucas. They are the boys. They're coming to the dark side, whether you like it or not, but nonetheless, sweet. Okay, so now let's dig in. Because I was sitting, a couple Sundays ago, I was sitting around and I was just like, okay, it's Sunday morning, I'm having some coffee, I got a little Pearl Jam on the background, I got the Fareed Zakaria show, just in case something comes on the news I should be paying attention to. And I'm like, when am I going to get this rare opportunity to share with the Portland Council? Because it's like, it's a little bit non-corporate event. Nobody decided to check my content. I was like, sweet, nobody actually decided to check what I'm going to really be talking about. But I'm like, awesome, because that's slightly dangerous, but slightly good at times. So that I was just like, okay. But what am I going to anchor this message to? What am I going to be like, okay, if we're going to get these coaches in the right mindset about where they can go, what am I going to anchor this to? I need some inspiration. I need something to come. And then all of a sudden, an interview comes on the show. And it's this gentleman right here, Pierce Sellers. He's an astronaut and a NASA scientist. And he's been to space 3 times. More than some people leave their hometowns. He's been to space. And I'm like, I missed like the whole intro, so I'm like, why am I paying attention to this? Why am I sucked into this guy's story? And I'm just like, I want to know what's the anchor to this thing here? Where's he going with this? And then he's just like, and not only have I been to space 3 times, I've walked out space. I've been on walks, so I'm just like, damn, more than some of our clients walk around the neighborhood. I'll venture out into space, free floating out there. And I was just like, all right, I'm really liking this guy. And I'm like, he's going to have something great to say. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, you know what? I have a view of the world that is unlike what many people sometimes see. Because he's like, I've seen 10,000 sunrises and sunsets in my life so far. Because every 90 minutes when I was in space is a new sunrise. And I was just like, dang, what does this guy think of the world? He's seen it revolve 26 times faster than we ever do. So I'm just like, I'm just waiting, where are you going with this? And then he's just like, I've seen at night the lights of humanity and where they've gone, where they've spread to. And I could see where our human beings are and where we still have yet to go. I've seen hurricanes dance across the seas. And it makes me value what we think of, what we're going to do with our lives in this time. Because just last year, he was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal pancreatic cancer. And he's asked by the interviewer, like, so what was that like? And he's like, well, my brain figured this out in a couple minutes. He's like, I understand time with a capital T now. It's finite. I know exactly what I've got. Because the doctors gave me 500 days to live. 1.5 years at most. 500 days. And he's just like, but once my head got past what this means to me, he's like, my heart had to start digesting with, what are you going to do with your time? And he's just like, only 2 things came. He's like, the first thing, I decided it's all about family. I'm going to figure out how to spend as much time as I can with family. It made me think of my family. So when I was creating this, I was like, I'm going to just look at my family because I'm blessed to be able to be like this business gives us the opportunity to live and dream lives with our families. I get to wake up every day and, probably to my wife's dismay, never leave the house. Where she's just like, do you ever go? I have gone out 7 days, and yet you're still in your Batman pajamas. And I'm like, that's cool, because I only go out at night when you sleep to save the city. But nonetheless, a little thanks once in a while would be great. But I was just like, awesome. Instead, I'm like, cool. So family, I get that, because isn't that at the core belief that we all have about why we've chosen to get into this business and do what we do? Because we believe our time with our family is the most precious thing we can have, and maybe our jobs, maybe the careers, maybe the business. When I owned a small studio when I first got into this industry, into this business. It didn't leave me any time to be with anyone besides clients and at the business, and I wasn't living a lifestyle. So I was just like, yeah, brother, talk your talk, because now I'm with you. Now I'm with you on this core belief that you have. So you're getting me to start being like, I know where you're going. But he's just like, but the next thing, after family, so he's like, I'm going to figure out how in my 500 days I can spend all the time with my family that I want. But he's like, the second thing is he's just like, I didn't think about the big bucket list. I'm going to go travel to Mount Kilimanjaro and scale it. I'm going to go to tropical islands. I'm going to do this. He's like, that's not what I thought. He's like, I thought, get back to work. Get back to work. I got 500 days left to make a difference, to leave some significance in this world, to leave an impact. I don't got time for bucket list stuff. I got to make sure I make a difference. I was like, brother, you're talking my language. Because isn't this another core belief of why we're in this business? We're out there, more than just a business. We're trying to leave, hopefully, what could be our small dent in the universe, the legacy that we maybe leave behind, the lives that we've changed. But we need that get back to work mentality. Because this doesn't come easy. And that's kind of the false thing that we're sold, that this stuff is going to just happen. Nothing worth earning happens that quick. And I remember when it made me think to a slide at Beachbody Summit that Beachbody had put up once, which described our enterprise here, MLH, multi-level helping. This is the best definition I've ever heard of network marketing, where we each have the honor to go out and do that. But what I was thinking about is just like, all right, so if I've got this rare opportunity to work with these coaches in a different way, where not only are we going to look to be like, hey, let's just tell you about how I got through the business, whatnot. No, that's out there. Let's work on some coaching stuff. Let's work on some teaching stuff. Let's work on some mindset stuff. Let's work on some high performance stuff so we can break free. And maybe for wherever you are, whether you're just beginning, you're going to be like, I needed to know that now. Whether you're stuck, I needed to know that to get through. Whether you're just like, I'm kicking ass, I needed this to get to the next level. Good. That's where we're going. Because I noticed something in the back office that left me a little bit like, we got to address this. We got to address this. Because in the back office, I don't know if you guys are as nerdy as I am about this stuff, but sometimes I was in the back office when I was preparing this, and I noticed that we crossed the 1,000,000th coach mark. And I was like, man, we've had over 1 million people decide to sign on the line, get into this business. Whether they were going to work the business or not isn't exactly the question. It was just, well, we know 1 million people said, I'm going to go out there and do something with this. But yet, we have 420,000 some odd active coaches. It's only 42% of the population that has come through this business that's still going at it. Summit brings typically 25,000 people to it. That's what, 5, 6, 7% of that number? We can do better. We can do better. Too many people are either believing for a short time and then giving up, and we have to address that, or they're just not finding success long enough to believe in themselves to say, I'm going to keep going, and they're on to the next thing. Has that ever worked anywhere in life? Where we just start and stop, and we're going to talk about that. So I was just like, okay, it's time to show that your business is a little tough love. I have this moment in all my GSRs where I have like 4 expectations and agreements I take all my coaches through. But number 3 is always, if I have to, I'm going to give you some tough love. Because if you're not willing to be coachable and teachable, and you're not willing to allow me to challenge you, you'll always play into just where you've gone. You'll never challenge yourself to go beyond what you've done, so you're always going to get the same results. And is that working yet for you right now? So I tell them, listen, I mean, my whole life I played sports. I was an athlete my whole life, and I was raised in the days of just like, where coaches were just like, dude, that's the way you want to play? On the bench. And we were like, okay, coach. It wasn't today's day and age in some of these little pop-up towns where everybody wins, everybody gets a ribbon, participation for everything. No. Those are the days, and I remember my mom used to want to sometimes yell at the coach when he saw me get yelled. I would be like, woman, you're Sicilian, sit down. You don't even talk English well, he won't know what you're saying, and I'm okay getting yelled at. Because I want to win. I wanted to play for championships. I think that mentality is where we have to be back to, where we're willing to play for the championship because lives depend on it, and then your lifestyle and your dreams depend on it. So we got to be willing to be there. Is that fair? I need like a verbal yes, because if I give you a little tough love and I show you some stuff about social media right now and it hits you, you're going to be like, he's a douche. And I don't want that. I make my coaches, I'm like, you better say it verbally, because if it happens down the road, and then you go to be like, why are you being so da-da-da-da? I'll be like, remember day one? Remember day one when we talked about that agreement? Yeah, who changed? You or me? You changed. I told you how I am. This is how I operate. We're here to get results. You're asking me to help you get to a dream lifestyle? If you think it's going to be yellow brick roads and ribbons and red balloons all the time, that's the problem. It won't be. It'll be work. Everybody has the potential to win. Not everybody deserves to win, because they're not willing to earn it. This lottery lifestyle mentality, I'm like, I win the lottery every day because I earn it every day. We're going to earn it. You with me? Cool. All right. So let's talk a little social media and stuff like that, because I see what's happening in the Beachbody network, and we got to call this out a little bit, because we can do something about it and do something about it early, because this has plagued the fitness industry. In my, Jess was mentioning I have other businesses. Some of my other businesses, I teach business, marketing, entrepreneurship, high performance to the fitness industry. And one of the things I have to always address is the generalist trap. The generalist trap is where like a bunch of goldfish swimming in a bowl that everybody looks the same, talks the same, acts the same, says the same, offers the same. So everybody's just looking the same. It happened in the fitness industry because we were never taught marketing in the early days. We were taught technician stuff. How do I do the workouts? How to do this and that? How do I know my lumbopelvic complex? How do I know this and that? And all great, but that never helped get people in the door. That never helped keep people. That wasn't retention. That wasn't sales. That wasn't marketing. So everybody got stuck. Everybody got their prices bastardized, because all of a sudden everybody looked the same, because you have a boot camp, you have a boot camp, you have a boot camp, you have a boot camp. You're a CrossFit. You are personal training. You have classes, yay, because anybody wakes up today, I'm buying me some classes. That's not what people are shopping for. It's not what people are looking for. People are looking for solutions to their problems. They're looking for somebody to lead them, somebody to guide them, somebody to be a thought leader. So that's something we're still working on in the fitness industry, but now we've crossed 420,000 Beachbody coaches. It's not like it was 8 years ago when we started, where everything was new, everything was that. Now, people have seen enough of this, where everything is, here's me in my shake. Hey, here's me planking. Hey, I just day 14 of another workout. I'm sweaty. My favorite one is the one up in the corner that looks like a woman was like, hey, my kid pooed in this jar. I put a straw in it. You're like, what? This can't be going on anymore, because it doesn't tell your story of how you can go out and change people's lives. You can't just put up anymore, it will work for a little bit, where you're like 22-minute hardcore. I'm running a challenge. Buy it now. Well, you might get 1%, 2%, 3% people. That ain't going to change your lifestyle. That's a few sales here and there, but that will diminish. You're probably noticing that on a lot of your stuff, engagement's going down, likes are going down, because now everybody out there is just like, another Beachbody coach posting their shake, another Beachbody coach posting their workout, another Beachbody coach asking me to buy something. People are looking for their stories to change. They're looking for you to help solve some of their problems and to show them how they can get past things, because nobody's really having a workout problem. They can go to Mr. Googs and type that in. They can go to YouTube and get that for free. It's you and how you show up in their life to mentor them, to coach them, to help them get past what's happening in here. The same things that we struggle as coaches to get to success, which is our mindset, our thoughts. They're struggling with to get through into the next level of their lives with the why do they need to get their nutrition figured out? Does it matter to them for being a better mom, being a better citizen, whatever the thing is? So we got to start looking at the fact that, like, besides the fact that now it's just a sea of Beachbody coaches all doing the same thing, and I'm obviously grossly generalizing here. Of course, some that have decided to be like, on my agenda to become a better Beachbody coach, a better business owner, I'm going to start studying marketing. I'm going to start studying social media. And they start doing that personal development. Those coaches are breaking through. Those coaches are starting to create tribes out there. So not only do we have that problem, we have the problem of just people and how they behave now. Because everybody today has the attention span. Kitty. I just met two people that really like kitties too. That I was just like, sweet, and one's really, really awesome. That the issue is you're dealing with people are tired, frustrated, busy, overwhelmed. And the feed on social media can be mind-numbing and distracting on its own. This is a typical day. When I was doing this, I'm like, let me take a typical day of what my feed looks like. And the first thing was, Bridget's home. Bridget's home. I don't know who friend of my friend of this and that, their dog was missing. And it was like a chronicle journey of, today was the day we put posters out. Today was the day we did this and that. And Bridget's home. And they're all happy. And honestly, I'm like, that's more interesting than your shake. That's more interesting than your workout, because that's a friend's story that will pull you in. So you're combating your friends' stories. Your shake won't cut through that crap. You're just combating the frickin' people out there. A guy I know hates the Democratic Party, and he's got to frickin' voice it every day on social media and do his stuff and his rants and whatnot. Awesome. If that's your platform, I understand why you're not making money now, brother, because you're worried about this crap. But you know what? Enough people will pay attention to that. Enough people that your buy my 21-day fix post without any story ain't gonna cut it. Won't cut through that. Then you've got just like, check this one out. Look at this. Look at this. Look, dude, shoot that ball for me. Oh, good boy. Bring it back. Bring it back here. And look, he's learned how to do this. Don't give up. Don't you give up. Don't give up like a coach. You keep it going. That'll go. Just keep going. Mistakes happen. Just keep going. Don't. This is like a coach's story. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep doing it. And poof. And I've learned to go chase that ball. I love it. Boom. That is more entertaining than your shake post. Except if it was the poo one. That one was more entertaining. But you've also just got the fact that out there, other companies are marketing the same people you're marketing. So their marketing might be better, might be interesting, might hit the person at that time and need and place more than yours. So you got to be like, man, am I paying attention to the fact that people don't have enough attention? Am I being interesting enough, unique enough, helpful enough, useful enough to cut through that? And then you just got people's spouses, family. once a year my wife makes a post. I just happened to be there that year. I was like, all right, finally she posts about me. It's something nice. It's not like I'm busting another pop sugar workout, whatever, but I make it. But your people's prospects and all that have their families, have their spouses that they're paying attention to more than your workout posts. So we got to fix some social media. Now, I can't be like, we're going to do a whole social media lesson here, but I'm going to at least give you a little bit of a formula to try to help you out, to try to do something so you can show up a little bit different. So, how do you show up different? First thing, you got to have a personal story. Every one of you is unique. Every one of you is special in some way as to you've learned something. You have a story for why you chose to start cleaning up your nutrition, doing your workout, starting to just change your life circumstance, get out of a job you don't like, whatever it is. Because out on social media, not only should you be giving people and showing them your life for what you did with health and fitness, but you should be just showing to them how you've also decided to start changing your life circumstance, how you've decided to start being like enough with being in jobs that we hate. Why is that story still the freaking dominating story as compared to what? Get up and build your own freaking future. Be your own boss. Why don't we make that the reality? So I'll start sharing my story long enough until I get you to believe it, until you ask me, how'd you do that? If you want to grow your business side, not just your retail product side, you got to start putting your story out there about how this business changed your life, the personal development that you're doing, etc. But you got a story. You need to understand your niche's problem. One of the things that we got to like kind of start paying attention to is you can't talk to everybody. Most coaches are trying to talk to everybody, hence why you're heard by nobody. You got to start paying a little bit more attention to what's my niche. Who do you love serving? Who do you want to be surrounded by more? We'll say stay-at-home moms. At least now we've got, okay, a niche. Can you still niche that down a little bit more? Absolutely. But stay-at-home moms, we'll run with that. Stay-at-home moms have a much different problem than like working mom, than even single mom, than whatever else. So their problem, let's just go with their fitness, is time. Isn't it like one of the biggest ones you guys always hear from them? Time. Let alone, we won't even get into, do they have the reason, do they have the why? Let's just go with time is one of their problems. Well, have all of you had to figure out time as how to get past that excuse? You've all had to figure that out, right? You've all started to be like, bullshit. I'm going to figure out my time because I'm going to make time. I'm going to create time. I'm going to give my kid NyQuil. He's sleeping. I'm working out. Perfect. Awesome. It's great. Just kidding, parenting associations out there. But you've got a solution or a revelation where you started to figure out, no. I know how to get past time because maybe I learned how to schedule time. I learned how to talk to my spouse and ask him, hey, listen, if you want me to be around and you don't want to be changing this kid's diapers all the time, I need to get healthy. Otherwise, you're doing it by yourself. Girl, I'll help you out. What you need? I'll take them for a little bit. Awesome. So I went and figured out how to communicate with my husband so I could get more time, so I could get my workout in. So you figured out a revelation. So if we were looking at this, imagine like a post. It was along the lines of, it's been a year since I stopped the lies. So right there, all of a sudden, first of all, you drop something more interesting. Because the person's like, whoa, I'm curious just where this is going. It's been a year since I stopped the lies that I always used to say, my kids are the reason I can't get fit. I don't know where I got that from. Maybe it was my mom, because my mom gave up her health for us. I guess that's just where I learned it from. I don't know why I believe that, but then I started to recognize the idea that working out an hour, 2 hours, 90 minutes, it's not real. You can still get fit in 10 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 22 minutes now. Sweet. The last year, those 22 pounds that are gone, and now I'm feeling like a better mom, it was worth getting past those lies that I told myself. What about you? You always end with a challenging question, a way to turn it back. It's a way of creating a call to action because you're looking for engagement on your posts. And when you ask a question, the people that are watching you, that are seeing your story and this going on, some will be watching for a long time. And we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes, where it's that time that most people don't want to wait for. They want the ROI today, but in today's marketing, all ROI should be done with the eventual return on investment, because it takes longer now to pierce people's attention span because of that phone in your hand. That phone in your hand has made people's attention go down so much that it used to take 5 pieces of information for a person to make a decision. It takes 10.4 now. So are you showing up that much? Or you're like, I did a post once, I didn't post again for another 17 days. Yeah, you sound like who I want to follow. So let's be fair about that. So we got to be like, okay, now you're starting to see, obviously adding an attractive visual. Can you start posting like that and taking some of the things that you've done in your story and your stuff and start just using a little loose framework like this, where you start with a story, share and call out a problem, how you overcame it, or how you helped another client or another person overcome it. Doesn't always have to be just about you. But then challenge your audience back, because some will be like, yeah, God, I used to do that too. My mom did that with us. And maybe that story, because it's emotional, will get them to act. That's what we're looking to do. Here's another example. That creates a unique message. That's useful and helpful. Marketing today cannot just be hype. It needs to be useful and helpful. Because we're in the business of serving others. Business is serving others and helping them cut through their problems, their frustrations, their struggles, to go find their ambitions and aspirations, their wants and their dreams. That's what we're in the business doing. Here's an example of a coach of mine, Kim, she was an athlete. She was a soccer athlete for her whole life. So she grew up with this soccer athlete mentality, an identity of an athlete. So all she learned in her life was muscle through, muscle through, muscle through. So her workouts were like muscle through, to the point of too much. Her mindset was muscle through. So she muscled through a career as an event planner that she hated, but she muscled through to a 6-figure income, and she was just like, this is where I'm at. It doesn't matter that I hate this, that I hate what I'm doing and whatnot, but I'm making a 6-figure income. That's what I'm supposed to be about. Until she decided to redefine strong. What strong meant was knowing how to work out and control yourself and allow recovery. She redefined strong as the courage and the bravery to not keep going down a path of unhappiness. And instead, her strength became, I'm willing to take 5 steps back and start a business I love, then keep going down a path of misery. That's strength. That's how she is teaching her tribe to be thinking different. She's positioning herself as a thought leader. Do you think she's going to build a tribe with that kind of messaging? Hell yeah. Can you start building a tribe with your messaging that way? Absolutely. So let's make that an intention now as we're working with our social media to take all the unique things that each one of you have gone through, start plugging it in. Start working that formula. Let's just see. Hey, think about it as, what if you have 500 days? Work at it for 500 days and see where your business is. In 500 days, your life will never look the same again. Cool? Awesome. What I call that, simple way for you guys to remember that, is always be the red umbrella. I only chose this because I'm like, I'm going to Portland. It rains every day. They have like umbrellas like Texans have guns. That I was just like, and then I get here and it's as sunny as all hell. I was just like, should I take that slide out? No, but they'll remember a red umbrella. So you're going to show up as the red umbrella so that you can keep rain off of people or something. Cool.